with ABC News. The Australian Federal Police says authorities are honing in on so-called criminals for hire as they investigate a spate of anti-Semitic attacks in Sydney and Melbourne. More from political reporter Olivia Casely.
Federal police are investigating whether overseas actors paid criminals in Australia to commit anti-Semitic attacks. But authorities are yet to uncover any involvement from terrorist organisations or foreign governments. AFP Commissioner Reece Kershaw says there is some intelligence of overseas payments, but authorities are so far unable to find any links between the incidents. The ABC understands there's some frustration among state law enforcement and intelligence agencies over the AFP's decision to reveal possible overseas funding links. But Commissioner Kershaw says he's always committed to sharing information.
The federal government is spending more than $61 million to develop technology it says can break down enemy drones and missiles. It says the work will be conducted by two companies based in Adelaide and Brisbane and will create 55 jobs. Federal Defence Industry Minister Pat Conroy says drones are increasingly used in conflict around the world and the technology is a threat to potential enemies.
This is an absolutely vital deterrent. The best way of promoting peace and stability in our region is to project strong deterrence, and this mission of Blackthorn will make a vital contribution to this.
At least 76 people have been killed and 51 more have been injured in a hotel fire at a Turkish ski resort. More from Amber Jacobs.
More than 200 people were enjoying school holidays at the hotel in Turkey's Bolu Mountains region when the blaze broke out in the early hours of the morning. Initial investigations suggest it originated in a fourth-floor restaurant before engulfing the upper levels. Guests were seen tying bed sheets into ropes and jumping out of windows. It took firefighters 12 hours to extinguish the blaze. A number of people, including the owner of the hotel, have been taken into custody.
South Korea's Transport Ministry says it will remove a concrete embankment from the end of an airport runway in South Korea, where 179 people were killed in a plane crash last month. Experts believe the massive structure that supported navigation antennas at Muan International Airport likely made the disaster more deadly. Investigators are still probing what caused the Jeju air flight to crash, including reported bird strikes. A standoff between psychiatrists in the New South Wales public system and the state government is being seen as a product of a wider issue. More than 200 psychiatrists have been threatening to resign, and while many have had put their plans on hold amid industrial relations hearings, the government still expects a mass exodus. Professor of Youth Mental Health at the University of Melbourne, Patrick McGorry, says clinicians have been facing increasing pressure in a declining system for decades.
The underfunding and the neglect of people with mental illness, and that's something like 6 million Australians every year who need this sort of help. The staff are being let down, and of course the patients just cannot get quality care, which they can certainly get with cancer, with heart disease, with diabetes, but they cannot get that for mental illness, and that is a national disgrace.
The end of Channel 9's Darwin TV News Bulletin has prompted concerns from media experts saying the loss will be detrimental to truth and democratic accountability. NT viewers will now receive a combined bulletin with Queensland 7 nights a week, with just one reporter and camera operator to remain in the territory. Professor of Media at Sydney University, Catherine Lumby, says the cuts are the extension of an international trend.
This is why the ABC and the SBS become increasingly important and need to be much better funded, because what we're seeing is commercial media no longer has the funding, the business model and the base to appropriately staff regional areas and even capital cities like Darwin.
A Channel 9 spokesperson said the changes were necessary for the business to withstand external challenges. Large parts of Queensland remain firmly in the grip of a heatwave with warnings in place for the next few days. The outback town of Birdsville hit a scorching 46.5 degrees today. And Netflix says it will increase prices in several countries after announcing better than expected results. The streaming service added nearly 20 million subscribers worldwide in the final months of last year. It's now putting up prices for customers in the US, Canada, Argentina and Portugal. You're up to date with ABC News.